Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the weekly live stream. Oh man, we have a lot of stuff to go over this week, guys. So, as you guys probably would have looked at in this week's title or in this week's description, so highlights for this discussion or this week's topic. Yes, Watty's channel exclusive. Am I coming out with my own LJN style action figures? Potentially. Now, I have talked about getting my own action figure made, but now I want to expand the line. You know what? All the cool kids are doing it. Why the hell not? I mean, I'm freaking retired, so what the hell else do I got to do with my time, right? So, right now, I am collaborating with a number of folks, and I am trying to kind of expand this line. Is it something that I'm thinking about, like expanding and marketing to try to sell in stores and things like that? Not really. I mean, personally, when I'm talking about creating my own line and collaborating with other folks, it's personal. It really is something that it really is for me. It's going to be personal collection. It's something that I'm going to be able to share with you guys. And that's basically going to be the brunt of it. However, because I am such a popular guy, because I'm such a popular guy, yeah, whatever. Uh, and some of the folks I am collaborating with, and I honestly think that some of these folks that I'm collaborating with, I think that those guys in particular, they've got a nice niche market. And one of the dudes I'm with right now that I'm working on in series 2, I think that he has such a unique look and such a unique gimmick, and just his overall, just the way that he talks and presents himself is just so freaking awesome. I feel like this is the type of guy who I can see 5 to 10 of his followers reaching out to him to buy, one of his action figures. So maybe there are some guys out there who might actually reach out to him and want to buy something from him. So, hey, Rick, what's up, buddy? Hey, I'm doing pretty decent, man. So just like any, just like any other day, man, living one day at a time. And every time I get on live stream, there's always something in life that happens. Life is always throwing you a curveball. So I know. What do I always say every time I get on a live stream? There's always something to vent about, right? But that's just life. That's just life for you. There's always positives. There's always negatives in life. But I don't want to hit on the darn negatives. I want to talk about the positives right now because there's quite a bit of good stuff I want to talk about. And some of the negatives, nah. The negatives are something I could laugh about. That's sort of like mid video topics to kind of laugh at and be like, it kind of crack jokes about. eBay scammers and Facebook scammers kind of laugh at and like idiots. But I want to be like mid-level drunk, but I'm kind of cracking jokes on those morons. But right now, the guys that I'm working with, Sin Bodhi. Sin Bodhi is an actual indie wrestler, but I know him best as one of the best LJN customizers on the planet. And you guys seen my short videos where I've done the Freddy Krueger short video or the 2 specialty shorts that I made with the Killer Bees. Both Killer Bees with jackets or the Killer Bees without jackets, but the face masks, LJNs, those were Sin Bodhi customs. And that just shows the level of skill that, Sin Bodhi is as a customizer, right? So he does both LJN resin customs, but he can also create his own rubber figures. And so he is creating my own rubber figure as well. And in the next week or so, maybe a couple weeks, I am going to get my personalized rubber figure, but I'm also going to get a sort of LJN slash Grand Toys Bret Hart on black card. Now we know that Bret Hart on black card wasn't really an official released black card figure, right? But if you actually look online, there is that sort of figure that is populating. So there's a lot of confusion like, hey, does this figure ever exist? And I just think that there was someone out there that kind of customized it and put it out there. So a lot of people believe that this was a legitimate figure, but it wasn't. Someone just customized it, made it look like an original LJN released or Grand Toys released figure. But because it was such an awesome looking piece, and because there was that confusion, I actually commissioned Sin Bodhi Nick. I commissioned to actually make me that particular figure because it was going to be carded. I didn't really care if it was rubber or resin, so to save some money, I just went with the resin figure. It was actually supposed to be part of my last video with all the prototypes and variants, right? But unfortunately, I didn't get it in time, so it's fine. I'll have that part of that video. Hey Corey, what's up, buddy? Oh man. Yeah, I checked him out and I tuned in for a while. Yeah, that's what the tough part is. A lot of YouTube channels kind of going live at the same time. The Irish Rebel, man, a lot of time I think he goes live at the same time on Saturdays as well. So it's a lot of time if I'm trying to like watch his channel, if I'm going live at the same time as he is, that's the tough part. If I'm trying to watch him or if he's trying to watch me and we're trying to communicate, so that's kind of hard. But um but we always get the option to watch their videos afterwards. Now, I've heard of StreamYard. It was recommended to me, but I'm not very tech savvy and I don't know how to use that stuff. And I'm not even going to embarrass myself, but trying to jump on that stuff because let's be honest, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Oh, so the first figure I am going to get is going to be a loose figure, but I am going to go back to Nick, Sin Bodhi. Nick or Sin Bodhi, same person. If I bounce back and forth between names, I'm talking about the same guy. So I'm probably going to go back to him. I'm going to basically reorder the exact same figure. I'm going to have him recard the same piece. That way I have one loose and one carded for my collection. But that's going to be Series 1. Series 2, one of my favorite channels and a long time viewer as well of my own channel. One of my first collaborators and I are getting together, and we're going to work together on Series 2, and we're going to have an LJN 2-pack. So this 2-pack, the goal is to try to have it look like the AWA Remco 2-packs, but it's going to be an LJN form. So that is already in the works, and the carding, we're still trying to brainstorm ideas for what the card back wants to look like. I haven't stopped there. I mean, I'm networking, guys. I'm already making plans for Series 3. Series 3 is going to be even bigger. Series 3 card is going to look like that. All right, you guys know AWA Remco Series 3 are like that big, right? And those Remco figures are like yay big. And the cards are like that big, right? So imagine trying to get a LJN figure 3-pack side by side. Those cards are going to be like enormous. So I don't think that's going to be physically possible. But that was the original plan, is to get 3 LJNs side by side so that they're like, but that was the original idea. Series 1, 1 figure. Series 2, 2 figures. Series 3, 3-pack. It may not happen with 3 figures. I might have to stick with the 2-pack. But I've already reached out to another collaborator, and he's in agreement. I got my second collaborator, and my God, there are plans in the works. I might have to look into it, Corey, that StreamYard. But I'm just not on the computer enough to actually. I'll look into it, man. Like I said, I just don't. I'm just not on the computer enough. Like when I actually film my videos, I press record on this, I hit upload, and that's basically the bulk of my videos. I mean, I do very little editing in terms of video uploads, and when I do my live streams, I jump on the laptop. But I mean, I think me and my buddy Kirk one day we tried doing a dual live stream together, and shoot, I don't even remember how we did our live stream. Like I think he sent me a link that I hit just to join the live stream, but that was for his channel for the two of us to work together. But I don't know how StreamYard, like I said, that was like a brand new thing for me. I've only heard like one person recommend it to me. That was Bone Breaking Action when he recommended that to me before. But I'll have to look into that to see how familiar I am with that. Let's see. Hey, Irish, what's up, buddy? mm. You know what? I think I saw. I don't know if I saw the individual matches. I think I saw some Royal Rumbles that he may have done, if I'm not mistaken. At least one match in particular, but I have to go back and check if I'm looking at the same one that you're talking about. mm. Oh God, I'm just thinking, man. What was I talking about? Shoot, life. So here's I don't know if it was last week or yeah, last week. Last week when I came home, right, and wife and I were out shopping, right, and we came home and the ceiling was leaking. So, and I talked about it on the live stream. We called the plumber and they had to cut out the whole ceiling, well, not the whole ceiling, but a good chunk of it, and and then we had to call some restorers. They had to set up these humidifiers and had to basically dry out the piping. They came back. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? All these damn days bleeding together. I think they came back 2 days ago, and what's today? Saturday. Yeah, I think they came back 2 days ago, and it took out the humidifiers, and Tom Drexler, the plumbers, they came back, cut out all of this old copper piping, and they put up some new blue and red. I forget what they call it, but they had to cut out a whole chunk of more of the wall. Now they're basically saying that the go away, you freaking I hate that stuff. Damn pop-ups. Now they're saying that this stuff is leading all the way up to the second floor bathroom, and they basically want to cut out all of this old copper piping. Now the piping that leads into the basement, into the storage room, storage room is all open, so they can just cut out that piping, relatively easily, right? But as far as the kitchen and the bathroom, they got cut up in all these walls and remove all this stuff. So they want to tear out like all this copper piping throughout the entire house. I'm like, dude, you want to go and destroy all of these walls, right? Here's my thing. I don't know who the hell to contact. I don't know how to build stuff and patch things up. Like, if I were to cut out this wall right here, right? Someone comes in, they patch it up. If you look at this wall, you're going to know that there's been patchwork done to it. It's not going to bleed in like it's one singular wall. And I don't like that. I want it to look like one single piece. So, yeah, I get it. It's been 50. This house was built in 1973, right? So, the copper pipes, they're good for about between 40, 50, 60 years. And the sort of pipes that they use now, they're basically they're water resistant, rust resistant, etc. They're going to last a whole lot longer, decades longer than the copper pipes. Got it. But now if you have to darn destroy all these walls, and you yourselves aren't going to go and do the patchwork, and I have to be responsible for finding the people to do all of this, right? So, pain in the ass. And when it rains, it pours. And forget PBA. Oh man. Go back because I had to Hey, what's up, Tipsy man? Hey, thanks, bud. Hey, what's up, Playtime, man? uh, mm. Hey, Playtime. What's up, bud? Anyways, oh man, I lost my track of thought. So there's that issue. The pool, man. I was supposed to be given like weekly updates or bi-weekly updates with the swimming pool, right? That was supposed to be like a huge plan for me this summer. Sort of like vlog updates with what's going on with the damn pool. They freaking tell me they will not build an in-ground pool for me because apparently there's a damn underground sewer system like 12 feet below my backyard. When you look at my backyard, right, like my driveway, it's on a downward slant, right, as it curves into the back of my house. That's why my garage and basement is above. Well, of course the garage is above ground, but the basement's above ground, and the backyard is like on a downward slant, right? And they say that there's a sewer system below the ground, so they will not dig below the ground. I'm like, well, shoot, you can't build me an in-ground pool. Can you at least build an above-ground pool? Let me call my people, find out. Called, can't do it. For legal reasons, we can't do it. But we can still supply you all the materials and you can build the pool yourself. Mother. Oh, but we're going to knock $20,000 off of the price of your pool. I don't give a shit about knocking $20,000 off the damn price of my pool. How the hell am I supposed to look, dude? I can't even hang floating shelves by myself. That's not laziness. That's just talent. I don't have it. Not to criticize myself. I mean, I'm just realistic. You know, I just don't have the skill set. Like I tried hanging those shelves in the garage, and they're already coming out of the wall. You know, finding studs and all that. I don't know how to do that shit. Like I suck. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So they're like, oh well, you know, you and a second person could probably build this pool in about 5.5 hours. No, it isn't gonna happen. So now they want to deliver the pool, but they want me to have me build the pool myself, or at least find someone to build the pool. And I'm like, well, shit, who in Louisville, Kentucky can build pools? I got it. The pool and spas that I bought my hot tub from, I'll contact them. It's literally in their name. No, we don't build pools. Well, son of a bitch, there goes that thought. uh, so I'm kind of at a loss right now. The one thing I was crazy excited about, and one bonus that was getting, the one thing that really excited me about this process, not just about getting a pool, man, but uh, the thing that allowed me to get this pool is it was supposed to be like a demo pool, right? Yes, I was paying them to put in to install the pool, but at the same time, I was also kind of gonna get paid to have the pool because you know they were gonna build the pool for me, but they were also gonna take photos of the pool. They were gonna like send people to come look at the pool. They were gonna give people my number. They were going to call me, and I was going to get paid to take phone calls and talk about having a pool, you know, what it was like to take the process of, you know, the interviews and the setup process. And to take those calls, I was going to get paid. So, you know, just to be a demo site, the money I was going to make from, you know, answering these calls and allowing people to look at the pool and getting paid to have people take pictures and stuff, it was going to be worth it. So the amount of money that was going to cost, you know, each month to, you know, to pay for the pool, I was going to make that back basically by all of this by all this other stuff. So now it's become such a freaking hassle, and it's kind of like, is it worth it? I'm hoping so, because like I said, now I'm kind of looking at everything else that's kind of like, since I decided to get this pool, the universe is kind of giving me a big FU, right? The house is kind of falling apart. And I decided to like install the garage lights. I think that's kind of what got me. I decided to spend extra money for the garage lights, which I love. That was a necessity, man. Because the garage, it's my gym, but it's also like my warehouse where I store all my eBay stuff, right? And my Mercari stuff. You know, I create my listings, I box everything up, and I put it in the garage and I store it away until it sells, and I pull it off the shelf and I obviously ship it out. So it was nice to have all that extra light in there where it just lit up like the sun. Beautiful. But now all this other expenditures are coming. I'm like, damn, life. I'm gonna stop by and kind of read some of your responses. All right. uh, hey, thanks, man. Who's the professor? Uh, but oh man, but back to the LJNs, guys. I'm excited about getting my own line started. And like I said, it's not really get started because I'm not marketing this to anybody. It's for personal collection, right? Like I looked at it like how many people get the opportunity to have their own personal action figure of themselves. And I said a Watty's channel exclusive, and that just gets the opportunity to kind of like brighten your day, just really lighten up a room for yourself. And I thought about my friends, a lot of people that I respect, and I'm like, man, who else can I kind of because I didn't want if I'm like, okay, who else can I kind of, you know, bring in on this where I can have not just myself, but like have some of like these little Remco deals, like little 2-pack deals, right? 3-pack deals. I can't keep making myself and alternate paint schemes of myself. I want other characters, other wrestlers. I can get customs of other wrestlers, sure. Friends that I meet on YouTube. Hell yeah. That'd be freaking awesome. Why not reach out to some of my buddies that I met on YouTube that are freaking awesome? Guys that I follow, guys that I'm good friends with, guys that cover wrestling on a consistent basis, guys that know their shit. How freaking awesome would it be to have them as LGN as well? So that was the idea behind it. So I've reached out to a couple of guys who I think have enough of a following or who I think would that people respect enough of them that they would buy their figures. I kind of joke and be like, yeah, people love the fuck out of me. They would buy me in a heart. No, realistic. I'm joking when I say about myself, but those guys, yeah, I think those guys would sell. Nobody wants me. Come on, let's be honest. I'm not. I'm not gonna shoot the shit and bullshit myself. I'm not being hard on myself. I'm just being realistic. But those guys, I mean, it's just fun to think about. Oh, oh man, I gotta go back up through these messages. Getting a lot of messages today. Hey man, for everyone that's leaving messages today, thank you so much. Shoot, I think this is some of the most responses I've ever had. All right. All right. Right on. uh, Absolutely, man. Hey, Corey, no doubt, man. Hey, guys, let's try to keep it respectful as much as possible, dudes. Yeah, I'm still trying to keep things as respectful and casual as possible. And I'm seeing everybody's messages and stuff, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm ignoring anybody, but I'm also just trying not to, call anybody out or shame anybody. So I'm just, I don't want anybody to think that I'm ignoring you. I just don't, like I said, I just don't want to call anyone or shame anyone. So, um, if you think I'm ignoring, I'm not doing that. But I do see everyone's messages. Mm. Thank you, dumb. All right. So, guys, um, you know, uh, eBay's probably been like, I know I talk about it every week, right? But it's sort of like my side business, and it's something that's important to me. So it's something I constantly have to kind of bring up, right? And on YouTube, it's one of my favorite topics to watch. So I follow a lot of channels, or I watch a lot of videos where different content creators are, talk about eBay. They talk about scammers, or they talk about situations or scenarios that are happened to them on eBay. So if you're a seller on eBay and this hasn't happened to you, if you sell enough items, it will. And this is definitely something to be cautious of and be very careful. If you're a seller, especially if you're selling electronics, regardless of what the electronic is, it could be a computer, it could be a TV, it it could be a toaster. It does not matter what the electronic item is. Um, Recently, I sold a foot massager. I was stupid and I did not take a picture of the actual serial number on the item. That was my mistake. But generally, all right, so I do a lot of sourcing, right? And I go to the store directly and I buy brand spanking new items from the store. I go to the store, I come home, I open the item. First, I take pictures of the outside of the box, and then I open up the box, and then I take pictures of the item inside. And and this particular listing was a foot massager. Hit every angle outside of the foot massager. Open up the inside of the item. The little rollers that you put your foot in, and when you add the water, and when it heats up, and you slide your foot along the rollers, right? Anyways, brand spanking new item, right? No issues. So it sells on auction. Probably sold for like $8, $9. I probably, again, if I'm patient, this is probably should have sold for like $20, but I'm always trying to turn a quick sale because I hate having items stockpile in my garage or wherever, and I hate that. And after eBay selling fees, I probably earn like $5 on it. Horrible. No profit made. I get a return. I get a return on it. And in the title or in the listing, it says basically, in short, described as new, that this item was filthy, disgusting, dirty. I'm like, oh, hell no. This motherfucker's trying to lie and say that I sent him a used dirty foot massager. I knew what he was trying to do. He was trying to claim that I sent him a not described correctly item, and that he was trying to return a dirty used item to me so that he could get a refund. Either that or B. What these scammers do is you send a big old box, right? And what they return to you is maybe a small envelope. And eBay will 100% refund them, and they will take the funds from you as the seller. Doesn't matter. Buyer protection, sellers be damned. I saw that. I'm like, oh, hell no. I contacted eBay immediately. And I'm like, look, I watch YouTube videos all the time. I know exactly what's going to happen. And I told this to the eBay representative, or the eBay representative. I know what's going to happen. eBay is going to approve the return. You guys are going to take the funds from my account. He is going to return a dirty item or and I'm going to be SOL, and or he's not even going to return the item at all, and you're going to 100% fully reimburse him. He's a scammer, and and I'm trying to tell these guys, look, I don't want the funds taken from me, and I don't want you guys to pay it from your funds. Eventually, yes, they did 100% refund this clown. So he was refunded, and he got a brand new item out of the deal, and I hate that. So, and I've had scammers on eBay before, but kind of watching all these videos on eBay or on YouTube recently, and then just have this happen to me recently, it's annoying. On top of that, of course, recently last several months I started selling on Facebook, right? I don't know what a Facebook business account is. I tried looking it up, and I can't find anything what a Facebook business account is. So I sell on hey Ethan, yeah, that's freaking hilarious. I know. I laugh my ass off at that myself. uh, and there's no way around it, man. You can't escape that crap. But so there's only way to sell is on Facebook Marketplace, and the thing is, you will not be able to sell you. Hey, playtime. Hey, playtime. Thanks, man. Shoot. um, the thing is, you do not sell anything on freaking on Marketplace, right? But on Facebook, there's like lists in multiple places. So in like Louisville, there's like 11 or 12 different places in Louisville that I attach it to that you can list it under. And every time I list something on Facebook, right? I'm gonna give you. I said this last week, but I'm gonna give you guys some examples because I get this same crap literally in like every single. So here's like an example of some of the different things I listed under. Uh, Marketplace, obviously, that's for everything. Louisville yard sale, Louisville things for sale, online yard sale, Kentucky buy, sell, trade products, Kentucky marketplace, Louisville, Kentucky buy, sell, yard sale, buy, sell, Louisville yard sale, Mount Washington, bunch. So that type of stuff, right? And so I always get these messages. It's like, "Hi, I'm interested. Kindly PM me. Let's negotiate." Or, "Hi, is this still available? If yes, send a private message." Or, "Hi, interested. Sorry, I couldn't message through the listing. Can you send me a message? Thanks." And things like that on almost every single thing that I list. Or I tried to send you a message. It wouldn't let me. Can you please send me a private message? Type of deal. And those aren't real offers. Like if you click on their profile, like their profile just existed that day or the day before or the day before that. They're spammers. They're they're newly created profiles. And I've talked about it before. If you private message these idiots, it'll be like, "Oh hey, I just PayPal you the money." Or, "Oh yeah, I didn't get the PayPal money yet." Oh, don't worry, you got to have a business account type of deal, right? Oh, so if you don't have a business to business, then I got to send you an extra $500 in order for you to get that type of BS. Yeah, I hate these morons. Uh, do I like hunchbacks? Hunchbacks. Mm. Uh, why? Because I lean over too much. Gotta lean over to face the computer, my dude. Mm. Oh man, gotta add more Coke to this drink. Ugh. Oh man, I had a lot to talk about today. Now I'm kind of like forgetting everything I was talking about. Ugh. Oh shoot, lost my train of thought. And that's not balding. That's separation. That's just the way the hair is combed. Because otherwise, I would have had a comb over since I was like 10 years old. Then, actually, I would have had a comb over since I was like 3 because I've been combing my hair since I was like a baby. So I've always combed it like right. Even since I was young, I would like combed it from like one side here, right, and that way. It wasn't until like I don't know 2014 or so when I started growing my hair out. When I finally started combing it backwards. But you can always see the part where I always separated my hair because I always combed it to the side. Nah. Oh, I had one bag spent buying from eBay. Yeah, I kind of figured as much. Nah, that's cool. I kind of enjoy the comedy. uh, uh. Hey, any interaction's good interaction sometimes. All right. How the hell are we at 45 minutes already? I swear to God, I feel like I've just gotten on this damn computer, and we're at 45 minutes. I don't know if we're gonna be on for like a whole hour today, or an hour and a half today, because looking past my past videos, like they've been going like an hour 25 to like an hour 45 minutes, but I don't know. I don't know if I have an hour 25 minutes in me today. Oh, shoot. I put it in the highlights, but I didn't. I even brought it up here, but I didn't talk about it. These suckers. I was actually gonna make a individual video about the Hastel toys on Monday, but freaking Mitch did not send me 2 sets of these suckers. So the newest figures from Hastel Toys did arrive today. Here, I don't know what I want to do, because since I only have 1 set, I am not going to open these. And generally, unless I have 2 sets, I will not do a full-on review. Because the second set I will open, and then that way I have a loose set where I can actually, review the figures, and have the loose set where I can actually show the viewers, the individual loose piece, back side, front side, and what have you. But I think for a live show, since I'm not going to open them, this would be a good time to probably show the new figures that came in, because I'm just showing off the carded figures, right? So many people hated on the Tully Blanchard, but I like the Tully Blanchard. With the Arn Anderson, I mean, the way that the whole teapot arms, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that. At least with Crush and Scott Steiner, basically any of your, Mr. Perfect, any of your Hasbro figures with a teapot arms, I'm not a huge fan of that, right? But they're at least their arms out a little bit further. This seems to be in way too close in comparison, but it's still a fine figure. I mean, Brainbusters, based on first glance on the outside of the package, I think these are amazing. So I know when Mitch first put these out as, display, a lot of people, like so many people were complaining, like they did not like these at all. Like I looked at them, I thought they were incredible. Like I was probably one of the very few people who was a huge fan of uh of the prototypes that Mitch had put out when Hastel Toys, showed the original prototype of the release of the figures. But I like them. I think they're solid. Don't care about those. I want to get to the rockers. I at least want to get to the 2 packs real quick. Yeah, but I don't know what's up with the whole why all the figures have to have the whole teacup arms. And I also don't know why Al Snow looks more like Marty Jannetty than Marty Jannetty looks like Marty Jannetty. I mean, is it just me? You play with men. uh, that's funny as heck. uh, but they look good, man. All right. Who we got here? So Al Snow, I don't know about that one. I mean, not a bad figure at all. I like the Marty Jannetty a lot. Rhino. I think this is probably the one that a lot of fans actually really agreed on that actually is probably the best. But now I could be wrong, and maybe I messed up and only ordered one set. So this was the last set of figures that I ordered. Now I did say that I was going to take a break and I wasn't going to be buying any more Hastel toy figures anymore. And this was the last set of figures that I purchased before I made that statement. So there is a good chance that I may have only purchased one set, but I'm almost positive I bought two because I always buy two sets of everything. So I think that Mitch shortchanged me a set, but I'm gonna have to go through my orders and see if I actually purchased two. And if I only bought one set, then I will keep these on card until I'm able to buy a second set, probably off of eBay. Uh, because more than likely, these are probably going to be on auction on eBay for like $25 max per figure. So it looks like Al Snow got a second figure release, loose piece. And they stick with the whole teacup arm. And I would have liked something different, but not a bad piece. And yeah, until I get another set of figures, I'm probably not even going to release. I'm not going to review these individually. But unless I get a new set, like within the next couple of weeks, I probably won't review these. I probably won't make these its own individual video, which kind of sucks because I love to, review all of these companies, have all of the figures reviewed, and if I don't review these individually, then I'm going to be missing a set, right? But just doesn't make sense to review them without the loose figures. So what's long and dusty? Camera lady, what's long and dusty? Uh, But yeah. All right, so but yeah, you got me coming in series 1, got me and BBA coming in series 2. Talk to you got me and potentially 80s Revolution coming in series 3. Maybe. Now, with me and BBA coming out in series 2, that's still a few months out. And if that happens, I got to do something special. I got to match up great with BBA. So with BBA with the mask coming, man, shoot. There is a in back in Killeen, Texas. So 20 yeah, 2014. So I just got back from Afghanistan, and so I was back in Fort Hood, and my wife and I, it was Halloween time, so I think we had driven down to Austin, and we had gone to like this murder mystery dinner for Halloween, and I was dressed as the devil. Had this beautiful suit on, red devil face. Kind of reminded me of Axe from Demolition, and I'm thinking that I want to use that devil look as my second LJN figure, and that would be a beautiful compliment to the BBA figure, and that would be an awesome 2-pack. Maybe make it a grudge match, like an AWA Remco Series 4 grudge match, or hold off the grudge match until like Series 3 and have like Watty's channel versus 80s Revolution grudge match. But what can we do with BBA and Watty's channel? What can we do for that 2-pack? That would be super freaking. I want something special. That's got to be like the most dynamic 2-pack ever. So I'm just thinking card backs. What can we do for something like that? Design and color scheme. It's got to be dark, and it's got to the graphics got to be eye popping. It's got to be flashy. Either black or purple or something. So my wife says that she still has that picture. If not, at the very least, I'm pretty sure I can at least take a picture of the suit that I wore that day, and just send Bodie the picture of the suit, and shoot, man, just take a picture of me and put a filter on it, paint my face red, black eyes, whatever, that, and be like, hey, give me a double face, put some red horns, and just that'd be fine. So, yeah, but that would be freaking killer. All right, so we're coming up on an hour, guys, and I think that is a good enough live stream. You guys know me, man. I will stay on here for as long as you guys need me to. So, anybody wanting me to stay on longer, I will stay on. If not, once we hit the hour mark, I'm golden. If everybody all good? Everybody, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone that's tuned in, that's left a message. This was absolutely fantastic. I really appreciate all the comments and everyone that's tuned in. I actually think this was probably the largest by far as far as viewers and by commenters. So yeah, I really appreciate everyone that's tuned in. This was absolutely amazing. So I'm here every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So uh, definitely feel free to tune in each week. And guys, if you ever have a recommendation for a new start time, 8 p.m., I'm not locked in at this start time. I just feel like this is a time that I feel, people, they're off work, family time is probably over with. So this is just time that people are available. But if you guys have a different time frame that you feel more comfortable, showing up, let me know. I'm always willing to change the time frame. But I make these videos for the viewers, so if you guys are available at a different time, reach out to me. Let me know in the comments. No biggie. I can meet you guys about your schedule. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I will see you next week. Take care, everybody.